Hi everyone, this is Texas Tiger Digs. I discussed a while back, and I even put it on one of my videos about my plan to do some water hunting this year. I'm in Texas, which is a coastal state, but it's a big coastal state, and I'm about 6 hours away from the ocean. That's not a trip that I'm going to be making once or twice this summer, and there's an outside chance I might get down there, but it's not really likely. So I'm going to be isolated to the man-made lakes around my area, and fortunately, well, there's a complication. The Texas Parks and Wildlife has this rule: you cannot metal detect on any of their state parks, and I believe that also extends to the lakes that they control. Fortunately, the Army Corps of Engineers has a little bit more liberal idea, but the particulars are very, very hard to understand. So many feet from maximum level, and I could give you the exact, but the thing is, basically, unless you get some geophysical or geological degree and another degree or another expertise in map making, there's a good chance that you're going to vary outside the requirements. That is, if you're going on the ground. Now, you can go into the water, and they do have freshwater beaches like they do in most areas around here. So what I've got is to make a decision on what I'm going to be using. Now, I discussed earlier the potential of getting a waterproof detector. That's a good idea in the long run. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that initially, for one good reason. The rules on these lakes are very, 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 very confusing. And breaking those rules could end up in two things. You could get a hefty fine. I don't think you're going to the slammer if you break the laws. You can get a hefty fine, and they can seize your detector. So I'm going budget-minded initially until I know the lay of the land, and who knows if the budget-minded way works. I'll keep it. I'll keep that and save the money that I was going to spend on the water detector for something else ridiculous. In any case, I've got here as an elliptical to Sorrow search coil. This is for the Tejon, and this is for the Cibola, Vaquero, and also for the Lobo. So anything in this line, this is basically the kind we're dealing with here. And it's waterproof, like most coils are. So I could possibly use this, but if I do use this, it wouldn't be permanently dedicated to this. But you see, I have these boxes. These are waterproof boxes I've purchased online. I think both from Amazon. Not really dropping names here. If you purchase something online, people tend to think you got it from Amazon anyway. So what I've got here is this, and I have two clamshell available slots here. So I can cover these and make it waterproof. This box has been beaten up a little bit with some unnecessary drilling I did before, so but I could get these on. I could tie it down. Now, to do that, I would have to push out these little rubber insets. Are not easy to get out, which is good. Well, oh heck, I'm not going to mess with it then. Anyway, these little rubber inserts come out. I could pop it out with a screwdriver, but I'm not going to worry about it. Then I'd have to drill it with a Dremel tool or a drill. And I'll have to insert this, hopefully with the Dremel tool, make it so it's snug around this, or I have to use marine epoxy to fill it in. I have to use marine epoxy anyway, because I have to split this down, and then I could put this cable through without detaching the front of this thing. This is a big pain in the butt to get on, trust me. So I can get that in. I can have this, and I can keep this on this permanently. Now, the reason I know this works is because you've seen my Sovereign GT. Now, you might not have noticed on the Sovereign GT that down here is a clamshell connector. Now, I can use that to connect to this larger box and waterproof it. So I would in fact have an Excalibur, because the technology is basically the same, and I could use that at the lake, but I'm not going to do that. Once again, that's because the laws are a little bit confusing to me. So I have to get the lay of the land before I consider that. So what I'm going to be doing here is using this clamshell box or another one. I've got 3 or 4 of these boxes around. I can make more. These clamshells aren't cheap, but they're not that expensive either. And I can run this through and permanently mount a speaker. I mean a speaker cable, or a through there, and or a headphone, and then hopefully with an extension, and I can plug it in, and voila, I've got a waterproof, let's just say Cibola. Could be Vaquero, but let's just say a Cibola. Cibola doesn't ground balance. You're not going to need ground balance in water anyway. So here we've got, so I could do this, and I will have a waterproof. Now I'm going to set it at almost no discrimination. That's what you do in water, because you're looking for everything. And I just seal it and just leave it at that setting for the entire duration of the trip. And hopefully this will be watertight enough to save my Cibola. Or Vaquero. The Cibola is probably going to be it. That's what I've got. So that's what I can use. Now I've still got this in reserve, of course. And I will be using that maybe in the future when I know exactly how things work. And then I can use the Sovereign and get more ground penetration. But with this, I could use this. I could actually get an extension, but these cables are so long. But I could, since I rarely use the search coil anyway, I could permanently mount one of these cable clamps, halves, on here, and just leave it there. And then just, if I need to use this, I can use it. I'll just have this little extra addition if I'm using it on the ground. But otherwise, I would just slip this in, put the cable clamp over it, and voila, I can roll. So that's my idea. And I think that's going to be the one I'm going with. Now, I've also got over here an extension cable, which I just ordered, for a UMAX. Now, the UMAX coils are very short. And this, I've showed you this before. This is a POJ, a piece of junk. But it's a waterproof coil. Now I've got it bound, etc. Now I don't think it leaks, but if it leaked, no big deal. It's if it's not used for this, it's basically garbage anyway. But I could actually use this, and I could use my compadre with this, because this is a UMAX coil, UMAX extension. I can put this box in, and then I can just put the box in the bag and just carry the bag with me out into the water. I'm just going to wade. I'm not going in deep, so I'm not going in deep. I'm not doing like digging rings and actually submerging myself. So that's also an alternative. So I've got 2 good alternatives here, and I'm going to have to decide between them, or maybe not. Heck, I could these are both coils that I don't use a lot, so I could just leave the cable clamps on both of these, and then as the whim hits me, I can either use a compadre or a silver UMAX. Silver UMAXs are cheap. I could get a silver UMAX specifically for this and just leave my compadre alone, or another compadre, but I do not want to go through that pain of modifying that thing again. I'd be better at it, but it's still not fun. So this is what I've got. This is my idea for my detectors. Now, I've also got this. I bought this from, you can see the name. It's a major sporting goods chain. And not the greatest swimmer in the world. I don't plan to go in deep, but and this is an automatic one, so it will inflate automatically if I hit water, or I can engage it. I also already have wetsuit shoes, for climbing across wet rocks, and I probably need to get a wetsuit bottom too. So that's all in the future. So I just wanted to show you my plans, and eventually I'm going to get this together, and I'm going to show you a completed set before I go out and do any water detecting, but that's in the future. It's still cold. I have a permit for the two of the Army Corps of Engineer lakes in this area where you can selectively detect. I already have permits for those. They expire just about the time the summer is about midway in the summer, so I can always go in. I don't think they cost me anything to actually get those permits. Assuming they're still giving them, and I haven't heard anything to the contrary, I can go back and get it renewed, or just get a new permit. So that's it. No hunt videos today. I was planning to get out, but work got in the way. In fact, when I get through with this, I'm going to go back to working and try to get some things done by tomorrow, at which time I will be going to work. So we'll see if I can get out for a hunt tomorrow, but that's about all I've got for today. I'd like to thank everybody who's subscribing. My subscriber count is going up. I wish it was going up astronomically. I'm only kidding. I really like and I really appreciate the people who are listening to me and who find that what I'm saying even vaguely worth listening to. I really, really do appreciate that. When I really got into this, I didn't really think I would get 5 people to subscribe to me. I'm not really sure why I got into it. Well, I knew why. I love to do this, and I was hoping to get in contact with other people who love to do it. And I've had more than great success at that. Like I said, people all over the world, the nicest people you can ever find. And in my country, I've got people from the Northeast, people from as far flung as New Hampshire, Delaware, etc. And they've all been supportive and helping me out a lot. So I'd like to thank you for subscribing, and like I said, if my subscriber count increases, fine. I'm going to still be going out there hunting. I'm going to still go out there and record no matter what, but I really, really do appreciate the people who are subscribing to me. And feel free to contact me if you got any questions about anything I'm doing. Of course, if I have questions about what you're doing, you're definitely going to be getting a call from me, because I got a great book suggestion from XP Dale. If he's been around longer than me, but if you're not subscribing to him, really do. He's doing some great things out there. He's doing Civil War relics and finding great things. So like I say, it's just one name. NH Treasure Hunter. Delaware Digger was very nice to me when I got started. So I really would want you to keep watching, and I hope to keep it interesting. I will talk to you later. You have a good day.